Hey everybody, how you doing? I'm gonna be doing a video today, going live with you guys. I hope you can hear me. If you can't, let me know. I have to check one thing. Hang on one second, please. As Jeannie said, you gotta find yourself on Facebook. So, and I'm looking for me. There I am. Okay. I don't know how screwy that angle is. Mine's coming out really weird on my, it's different on the phone and then the tablet. They're two different things. But what I wanted to talk about today was this stuff. Where am I at? There. Okay. I bought this on sale for like $3. I was really lucky to get it for that price. And it's the entomology thing. So this is what you get. I hope you can see that. Well, the pattern repeats itself, if you can see. So you basically only get about a yard of actual paper, and then you've got the whole roll is nothing more than a yard of that, 10 feet, 10 yards of that repeating pattern. Well, I wanted something different. So what I did is I checked out the texture of the paper, and I checked out exactly what the text, the sides, the texture, so on and so forth. And what I found was that there was a smooth side, and then there was more of a paperish type side. And what it is bakery supply paper that they would wrap like your donuts in or your cookies when you go to a bakery. So I ordered some of that, and it comes in, let me check, 15 by 20 sheets, which is a lot more than 12 inches by 6 inches. So I was playing around, and I figured out that I could make my own in a bunch of different designs and a bunch of different patterns, and it works just as well. It comes apart like it would a napkin, like when you decoupage a napkin onto a card or something, or a page. It does the same thing. I took a piece of the name brand one, and I just kind of decoupaged it on here, and then I did one of these. I don't know if you can see it, but I did this. Let me put it this way and see if you can do it that way. I feel like I'm sideways. But, at any rate, it does sand down so that the edge is smooth. It sands down here so that the edge is smooth. And And the cool thing is I can use my own colors, I can do black and white, I can make it any way I want. So I've even decoupaged it onto a jelly print plate, a jelly print that I made, and the colors still show through, and it still leaves the background from the jelly plate print in the back. So I'm going to show you what I did. It's so easy. Let me move this stuff out of the way. And if you guys saw my craft room, you would probably say, hey, that looks like mine. Either that or I'm really embarrassed. So, but I've got some plastic down because I definitely want to make sure that I don't ruin anything. There's going to be glue involved, and me and glue just have issues. Now, here's the tissue paper, and I put it shiny side up because that's the side I want to work on. I've got my homemade Mod Podge that I made. I got the brush and the water, good to go. And you can actually put any design you want on this, okay? And I like to do layers, okay? I will be honest, I love doing layers. I think it's cool on paper, just like it is in the clusters and other fabrics. So I'm going to take, first of all, if I can find it, a black stamp. I had to mark it to know which way the words were going. Don't judge me. And I'm not looking for any uniformity, I just want to have something in the background for the rest of the stamps that I'm going to add. And you don't have to use a script, you can use shapes, you can use a stencil, you know, whatever you want, as long as you're using the ink, and I'll explain how you add the color in just a minute. Now, as far as how you want to do your stamping, you can draw on this with a marker, you can stencil on it, with, you know, outline it or whatever, but you want shapes that you're going to be able to color in, to add color. If you want it black and white, like if you're doing a black and white journal, or you want a black and white page or black and white tags, then by all means keep it black and white with your ink and your stamps or whatever. I like color. I like all colors. If you ask me what my favorite color is, I'm going to tell you all of them. I just can't help it. I like them all. And I love botanical stuff. I love botanicals. I love bugs. I love it all. So I like to make just different, I don't know, I want a pattern, but I don't want it to be, I don't want it to guide me. I just want to put things random wherever I think I want them to be. And I can cover this whole page. And then if I want to add more later, I can. If I want to change up the stamps, I can. I like changing up my stamps. This is actually one of my favorite stamps, my little butterfly. I think she's just gorgeous. And she leaves things behind. She's got a lot of detail. So, I'm not even seeing if anybody is watching me. I probably should have done that, huh? I might just be talking to myself, but that's okay. I do that quite often. And sometimes I even disagree with myself, and then I have to tell myself off. But it works. Now see, this is a simple design, and I love it. I don't think that I want to add anything else to this. Maybe I might add a different butterfly. Let me see what I can come up with on this one. Let's do this one. Just going to do this one a little bit here and there. It's this guy. I don't know if you can see him. But he makes a nice stamp too. I don't know why I chose this one to be a guy. Don't ask me. But to me it is. Maybe it's because it's bigger. Has anybody else got the lovely snow like we did here in Ohio? It was just wonderful. But daffodils and tulips always wind up getting at least one snowfall. And I just screwed up my paper. Okay. I think as far as stamping, I'm pretty well done. Excuse me. And now for the coloring part. Okay. Alrighty. Next comes adding the color. I think I just said that. Sorry, I got distracted. And if you hear background noise, it's because we have children running through the house, which is normal. They are very creative and very active, and that's okay by us. It's how they learn. So here is how I add the color. I start with, for instance, when I did the yellow butterflies before, I'll start with a paint. And I may have to pull you guys up a second because I don't think you're seeing everything. what? I'm going to pull you up. Let me see if this is any better. I'm sorry if I get you dizzy. I'm not trying to. Nope, that's still... Any rate. So I had my yellow paint. And what I'm adding now is some alcohol ink that I made. And I have a yellow. And I'm going to spray that into my paint, or on the side of my paint, and use a very thin brush. Is it focusing? Just a very thin brush. And I'm going to mix the two. Just a little paint to the alcohol. I mean, you just need like a dot of the paint in with the alcohol ink. Because what the whole point of this is to make sure that the image is going to show, but the underside is also going to, you know what I mean? The page you put it on is also going to show. So you want to make it opaque. And then all I do is just go through and paint my pretty little butterflies. And you can do this with flowers, you can do it with any stamp you want, actually. Just whatever images you choose. Like I said, this is where your handmade or your hand-drawn things, and I just painted this butterfly the wrong color, but I'll fix that in a minute as I continue to paint it the wrong color. Like I said, don't judge me. But here we go with this. But at any rate, what I was saying is, as long as the stamp lines show through, it's going to show through just like a napkin would. When you put it on, the white's going to disappear, and it's going to collage on just like you would expect the name brand paper to do. And I like this because this paper, you can get it wet, still reposition it. You don't have to worry about it ripping and tearing that easily. I mean, it does rip and tear. You can do that. But as long as you know, work gently with it. It's just a piece of tissue paper like you would put in a packaging, but this is a little more, it's not just, it's got a little bit of a coating on the side here that I'm working on. So it's a little more durable. And I think it's so that, like, because this is food grade, so it's probably to keep, like, jelly and grease and whatever else from soaking into another product that's in the bag. So, got my yellow ones almost done. I could do this for hours, guys. I mean, the painting of this thing, it's almost like a coloring book, you know? You just sit back and, or those diamond dots or whatever it is they do in the, yeah. It's just so cool. I have too much fun with this. I really do. I want to go with some green for the leaves. So again, I'm going to put a little bit of this is shamrock green, and going to use one of my green, if I can find it, a green alcohol ink. This is kind of dark, but I like it. Again, with a fine brush, because you just want to barely pick up the tint. That's all, but basically that's it. That's what you're doing, you're tinting. But if you want to layer on the paint, you go right ahead. And to me, this is, like I said, extremely relaxing. I could sit here and do this and make all these kinds of papers. And I've got, like, you can do music notes and, I mean, any stamps you have, any pictures that you like to draw. I mean, there's a lot. I've seen some of you guys' work. There's a lot of beautiful artists out there. Draw up some black and whites onto the paper. Now, if you want to print on this, if you have an image that you want in black and white that you want to print on this, or even if you don't, you basically just take it, you cut the A4 or 8.5 by 11, and you would use some sort of, like this painter's tape, and you tape this paper to the front of your copy paper. I would use cardstock because it'd be easier to go into the printer and go through the printer. But you tape it on and you run it through your printer, and then you'll have a print image, you know, your image that you wanted to print out on this tissue paper, and you could use it in your collage medium, collage work. But that's what I like to do. It's just, and the cool thing about it is, I'll tell you that I did spend the $3 on the name brand one, and I spent $10 on the tissue paper, and I have ordered several different kinds of tissue paper. This is the one that I found that works the way I like it to. It takes the water, it takes the paint, it takes the alcohol ink, it takes the Mod Podge or, you know, your decoupage paste or whatever. And so for $10, 100 sheets, that's 15 by 20. And I can put any image I want on it. It's not a repeating pattern unless I make it that way. So I'm just having a blast doing this because it helps me make my tags. Ooh, I'll show you one if I can find it. I made these guys. This was this tissue paper, and I put my yep, I used my script stamp, and then I made a butterfly stamp, and then I had these flowers and these leaves stitched around it, and I used my homemade distress medium to apply the tissue paper to this card. So I've got these tags, and this is what it looks like when I was done. I wanted them a little grungy, and I kind of like them. So, and when I did this stuff here, the yellow here, that's just alcohol ink that I sprayed through a doily onto the tissue paper to give it that effect, because I wanted to add a little bit of other color. So that's how it works, and I love it. So give me 1 second, guys. Sorry. Okay. I'm back. Where was I? Don't you hate it when your brain just quits working on you? I think mine did about 20 years ago, but hey. Who's counting? The bad thing is I think I have more fun now that I'm 60 years old than I did when I was 20. Because now I can say what I want to and blame it on my age. So, but you can, I don't know anything else to tell you about it other than make sure you let it completely dry before you do anything. And that's bothering me. So, you know, I don't think that this is this. It's just it's the wrong color. So I have to fix it. So we'll see how this worked. And I just muddied up my paint because I forgot to wash my brush. Yay. There we go. I've done good today, though. I haven't put my brush in my coffee. Which, yes, I've been prone to do that, too. So I'm going to go over this. And I've done this before, too. I've got too much paint and not enough alcohol ink. There we go. I like the colors to be bright and vibrant. That's just how I am. And I'm not conventional when it comes to all my colors. I have a tendency to mix and match and make things colors that they're not normally like in nature, but that's okay. That's just me. Some people like to be more uniform, and but I like to play and experiment, and yes, on occasion it has gotten me in trouble, but that's okay too. Never done anything that I regret. I would never do anything that I wouldn't ask somebody else, or I would never ask anybody to do something that I wouldn't do myself. Never wound up in big trouble. So, and I've got to experience a lot of things and meet a lot of people, and they've got to meet me. I don't know whether that's a good thing or a bad thing, but I'm having fun with it. So, I don't see where anybody is on, but that could be me because it's not picking up. I'm hoping that if you have any questions or comments, you'll leave them, and I can come back later and answer them. Oops, I am so sorry. So sorry. If you saw my setup, you would laugh at me. But my camera is literally dangling over my head. So, Note to self and anybody else that does this, if you ever make a live video, make sure you turn the volume down on whatever tablet or computer you're watching it on, because first of all the time lags, and then you hear yourself being really stupid saying dumb stuff you didn't mean to say. So but it's fun. It's fun. I miss Jeannie doing her live videos, don't you? She was a blast. And she was so, I don't know, she just knew so much and shared so much. I can't wait till she comes back. So, keep her in your prayers, guys. That's all we can do right now. I think that's one of the things that I really respect about Jeannie is she shared everything she learned with all of us. And, you know, she didn't keep any secrets as to how she did things. She taught us. If she learned a new technique, she taught it to us. It was great. And I'm sure that in her hiatus, she's probably learned a whole bunch of new techniques. So, and one of her greatest gifts to us, I think, is the fact that she taught everybody here how to craft on a budget without spending a fortune. So, if you haven't checked any of her videos out, check them out. If you haven't gotten to her YouTube channel, you don't know what you're missing. Go and see all the cool stuff she's got, that she's done, and how she's done it. So, she's the one that taught me how to do my eco-dyed paper in the crock pot. I thought it was so cool. And now I have a crock pot dedicated strictly to eco-dyeing. Except Mother Nature isn't cooperating right now because the snow. So I'm hoping that everything is warmer tomorrow and I can go and gather some, because the tulips were up, the daffodils were up, the grape hyacinth was up. So I'm going to go gather some and make some, see what colors they put on the paper when I eco-dye them. I guess this was kind of like a craft with me, and you really are not too interested in watching me paint, are you? I am so sorry. But this is like I said, I like this effect. I love the fact that I could cut like this section out and put it on a page, or this little section, this section, and put it on a page, or maybe just these two butterflies and put them on a card. So, you know, I could have left it black and white and it still looked pretty. That's just my opinion, you know. You guys might not have liked it that way, but I did. And in all honesty, if I wanted to, I could probably even spray it with some alcohol ink and add more color. But I like it the way it is. I like the simplicity of it. And if you want to do it, say for instance you like, okay, let's take this. Where am I at? Am I in frame? Right here. Okay. Let's take this. Now, maybe I want to add, if I can find my stamps. I don't know where they disappeared to. Here they are. Excuse me. I just reached right over. Okay. Maybe I want to add some other designs or whatever. And possibly a different focal point, my main image, so to speak, and I just want to surround it with something. I could do this here. There's that. And add some type of texture to it other than the script. There, 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 there. You can fill up the whole paper. It doesn't matter. You just build your layers any way you want. That. Now I'm getting carried away on this because it looks kind of cool, actually. Okay, there's that. Let's see, what else? What else, what else, what else? Maybe you want a different kind of leaf too, going the other way. So I'm going to put it here, here, here. You can make it trail into the other leaves. It's your design. You can do it any way you want. That's what I love about it. Get creative. And there's really no rhyme or reason as to why I'm doing it the way I'm doing it. I just, like I said, the name brand one, almost every piece of the paper was full. And if that's what you want to do, you go right ahead and do it. But I just love how it just, I love how this paper holds the stamp. I love how it holds the color. I love the fact that I can use the alcohol ink mixed with the acrylic paint to give it more color. To me, it is, I can make a coloring book out of this stuff. This is how much I love this. I could spend hours doing this. So, you know, you can tell me to shut up at any time. I don't care. I'll go back to take my crayons and go home. So, what do you think about that, guys? Let me get in closer. I'm going to bring you down a minute and show you. Oh, nope, one other thing I want to add. This little birdhouse, can you see him? I don't know if you can see him, but I like him. So I'm going to add him too. I'll put him here, here, here. probably make them more. I don't even know where to go. Just be creative and do it any way you like. And that's pretty much. Now, if you wanted to add some lines or music notes or a different shape like butterfly or, you know, different flowers. You can. I just love, I'm going to bring you down, like I said earlier, I'm going to bring you down and see, I'm trying to hold you steady so I don't make you dizzy. And then you guys tell me what you think. See? I really like it. So, like I said, if you want to color it, very little acrylic paint with the matching alcohol ink, use a fine brush so that you can stay, pretty much stay in the lines. Sometimes they don't. We don't pay attention to that. Excuse me. And you can cut it up, decoupage it onto cards. You can actually just take it as a paper and put it into your journal. It does show through on the back. I was going to tell you that. The images do come through on the back, but they're not as vibrant. So I like this side. But the shiny side, for some reason, it picks the stamp up better. It picks the colors up better. And it doesn't, they don't bleed. When I do it on this side, it's almost like the paper absorbs it too much. I don't know how to explain it. It just doesn't, I don't know. The stamps on the shiny side of this paper are much clearer. So, there you go. I hope you enjoyed this. Leave me a comment. Let me know what you think. And I'm going to sign off of here. You guys have a great day, and I'll see you soon. Bye.